What's up everybody, this is Dino Pawns coming at you with another video. Today's video is going to be an in-depth tutorial on BlockNG, which is the #1 product on Smart BCH. This video has been a long time coming. Without further ado, I'm going to get right into the video. So this right here is the home page of BlockNG.money. Right on the home page, you can see your total law balance. You can see the total supply is 21 million. You can see the amount of law that you've minted through staking, farming, staking your punks, whatever it is. This is the referral reward. You get a referral reward, which is shown down here. You can create your invitation code and receive 10% law reward for every single person who uses your code and ends up staking and farming through the use of your code. So this one is mine. Feel free to share it and to use it yourself. Down here you'll see your law ATP balance. Law ATP is another token on the BlockNG protocol, which I'll go into later on in this video. And over here you see your law USD balance, which is the decentralized stablecoin for the BlockNG ecosystem. If you scroll down further, you will see the partners, you will see the investors of BlockNG, and you will see the sobremesa, which is just announcements by BlockNG and tutorials for how to get into the world of BlockNG. So let's start off by clicking on the first tab on this website, which is the Beam tab. Here you will see a couple of the farms that BlockNG has to offer. You can stake your Bitcoin Cash and you will receive an APR of 5.4%. You can also farm different pools such as Law ATP and Law, and you would do this by adding your liquidity at Law Swap, which is one of the other tabs on this site, which I will show you later on this video as well. And you can farm all these pools, and if you notice, all these pools are well over 100% APR. You can farm any one of these pools. These pools down here are ended pools. You cannot farm them any longer, but all of these pools are fair game. And be sure to use your referral codes because those actually add up. This is just today's referral reward. I haven't shared my link in a long time. And these are the types of rewards you can make by sharing your referral link to people. You can make 139 law per day, which is about, I don't know, around $50, $60 a day, just by sharing your referral rewards to other people and receiving 10% of all the money that they farm and stake. It's a good amount. So sharing BlockNG to your friends and family is a way in itself of earning revenue. Amazing. So this is the Beam tab. Really cool stuff. In order to access the Beam tab, you'd have to go to the Liquidity tab, which we will do later on. Right now I want to go on to the Rebase tab. Rebase tab is just one pool. It's Law BCH. You pair Law with your Bitcoin Cash at Law Swap in the Liquidity tab that I mentioned, and you will receive an APR of 124%. It will show you how much you have staked over here. It'll show you how much you've minted, and of course your referral reward. Every time you send your code to somebody and they start farming a pool, you will receive law in that pool. Then we have a much more diverse page, which is the Popuk page. Right off the bat, you can see that there is a metaverse dashboard here, and there's a dungeon jackpot of 657 law, 93 law ATP. There's a total hash rate of this much. The block reward currently is 0.059 law, and it'll show you your hash rate for staking and your rewards. So let's start off by playing the dungeon actually, because I see that the AOT reward is 93 law ATP. If we do a really quick check right now, right, we see that 93 law ATP is equal to 0.69 BCH. And this amount is roughly $92. So $92 is the reward for playing the dungeon right now. And so if you are to win this AOT reward, you will get $93, and the 658 law is equivalent to maybe like 2 BCH. So roughly, $300. So how do you play the dungeon? Well, you need some lawpunks. These are my lawpunks, and I'm going to put them into the dungeon right now. So I'll click on my individual lawpunks, and I will press the fight button. Now this will bring up someone just won the AOT reward, so that's unlucky for us, but we'll play it anyway. This will bring up the MetaMask thing. I'm gonna reject it for a second just so I can take off some of these punks because somebody already won. But it would have been really cool to actually play and have a chance at the AOT reward. So somebody had just won the $93. And so right now you can win about half of that, which would be $47. So in order to play, you just confirm on your MetaMask wallet, and it will bring up a fight transaction. And we still have a chance of winning the dungeon jackpot. So down here would show you your odds. You have a 1% chance of winning the jackpot, a 1% chance of leveling up your punk. You have a 6% chance of getting a huge amount of law ETP, 30% chance of receiving 0.1 law ETP, which is not much at all, and a 62% chance of failing. So I have just fought, and I had got the transaction. Now I can click on open the box. And when you click on open the box, you will get another notification here from MetaMask, and you would just confirm it. Awesome. And we'll just wait for that to go through. It's pending. And as soon as that goes through, we'll see the results pop up right here below. So let's see what we ended up getting. And I did end up winning, so we would have won the $93. But instead we spent $10, 10 Law USD. Law USD is the currency in which you use to fight in the dungeon. It's $5 per punk that you use. So I was about to fight with 5 to try to win the $93, but after I saw that the prize was already won, I went in with 2 punks. So I spent $10 and I won 46 law ETP. So something you can do now is you can go over to the swap tab, right? And you can go to law ETP. It says I have 46.93, 0.973, which is what I just won. And that's equivalent to 0.35 BCH. So you would swap it for BCH if you want the BCH, right? You could keep the law ATP. Law ATP is extremely valuable. Law has been doing tremendous. It is still currently at all-time highs. You could swap it over to BCH, and if you look at smartswap.fi, which is the DEX aggregator on Smart BCH, you'll see that 0.35 BCH is equivalent to roughly $46. So we spent $10, we made 46. We could have spent $10 and made 93. That was a possibility, and that's something that you have to keep in mind when you're playing the dungeon tab. And you should play the odds. Yes, you should play when the odds are in your favor. And how do you know if the odds are in your favor? Well, you do a little bit of simple math, and you see down here that the jackpot is 1%, your chance of nirvana is 1%. You add those numbers up, you get 8%, and that is about 1 in 12 rolls. Maybe you even remove the nirvana, 1 in 14 rolls if you're doing 7%. And we only rolled twice to win here, so we got a little lucky. But if you do the math, 14 times 5 gives you roughly, $70. So long as you have $70, you should win 1 time. That's what the statistics tells you, and you can play accordingly. So that's the dungeon tab. Amazing. Now the My Token tab, I kind of already showed it to you. It's where you see all of your punks, okay? And right here, you can put your token ID number, which is 8563 for this robot, for instance, and you can send it to a different address, and you just click on the transfer button and you can send your punk to an address of your choosing. Then there's the My Bid tab. I currently have no bids on the market, but if I was to go to the Souk tab and I was to bid on a punk, then my bids would show up on the My Bid tab. And there's my Ghost tab. My Ghost tab is a feature that you can see when you click on your punk. There is a lot of different things that you can do with your punks. BlockNG is a very diverse protocol. There's so much that you can do in this protocol, and it's a lot to go through. But we're still going to attempt to do it. So when you click on the punk, you get the stats of your punk. So, for instance, this robot that I have, it's a quite rare lawpunk. There's only 33 male robot punks. There's about maybe 60 punks in total, 60 robots in total out of 10,000. And so here you can see the accessories. There's 69 punks who have a top hat, so the accessory itself is rare. There's 773 punks that have a pipe. And down here you can see the metaverse power. There's Bloodline, which is the initial power that your punk starts off with. So the initial power that this punk starts off with is 474. It's relatively high because of how rare the robot is and how rare the top hat is. Then there's a growth tab over here, a growth stat over here, and the growth stat says 800 growth, level 8. So this basically tells you what level your punk is, how much you've upgraded it. So I've upgraded this punk to level 8. Some of these levels were given to me through the dungeon, and where I ended up getting a level up through the win of Nirvana. So Nirvana is a 1% chance in the dungeon, and it can allow you to level up your punk one time. So popularity is, it takes how much you sold or bought this punk for. So down here you can see that I purchased this punk a long time ago on October 24 for 2.33 BCH. It's currently worth a lot more nowadays. Maybe it's worth 20, 25, 30 BCH. So it's gone up a lot since those days. And so it takes your popularity, which is about a percentage of this 2.33. As you can see, the numbers are relatively the same, 23.3. Your power is your bloodline plus your growth plus your popularity combined gives you a power of 1,297, and the hash rate is how powerful your punk is when it is staked. So when you stake your punk, you do receive passive income on your punk, and the passive income is usually pretty good. It can go up and down depending on how much voting power people attribute to the staking, which we will go through later as well. So over here is where you can upgrade your punk. You can put, let's say you want to upgrade your punk one time. You put down the number of levels you want to upgrade. You do not put the level in which you want to upgrade to. So one person wants to upgrade to level 5, for instance, or someone wants to upgrade to level 20, and they put the number 20 here. And instead of upgrading one level from 19 to 20, they ended up upgrading 20 levels from where they were, and they ended up spending a lot of law. So make sure you are only upgrading the amount of levels you want to go up. So for me, this punk is already level 8, so upgrading to level 9 would cost me 180 law. But if this punk was level 0, it would only cost me 20 law to get this punk from 0 to 1. And if I click the upgrade button, it would upgrade me. I currently only have a balance of 9 law though, so I can't upgrade until I buy more law. Then there is the Pharmacist tab. This punk is currently a level 0 Pharmacist. It's not upgraded in the Pharmacist skill. However, if I was to upgrade this punk to level 5, I can create antiseptics. If I upgrade to level 10, I can create stim packs. And if I upgrade this punk to level 20, I can produce psychos. And in order to produce any of these NFTs, any of these skills, I would have to pay 60 law ATP, and it would take 96 hours to produce a psycho. As it says here, it requires skill level 3. So to upgrade my pharmacist skill to level 3, it would cost me 500 law ATP to get my pharmacist skill to level 1, 1,000 law ATP to get my pharmacist to level 2, and 2,000 law ATP to get my pharmacist to level 3. Together, this costs 3,500 law ATP. It's not a small expense. Law ATP is quite valuable nowadays. It costs you around $4,000, maybe $3,500 to get a level 3 pharmacist. And at that point, you can produce these pills and you can sell them on the market and make profit that way. Or you can place these pills onto your punk and increase your staking power. I'm going to show you guys an example of that in a little bit. Guru is a brand new skill on BlockNG. It is not currently a finished skill. It's right now you could use it. It requires you to upgrade your punk to level 3 for level 1, level 6 I believe for level 2, and maybe level 12 for level 3. So I'm unsure too much about the Guru skill because right now it's still in development. But as soon as we get the details, you should definitely go on to the BlockNG Telegram and learn about what the new Guru skill does. Very excited to see it fully active and fully developed. So there's just so much you can do on BlockNG. There's another thing called PunkFi if you go down here. So all of your punks are worth a ton of money, and PunkFi is a way to lend out your punk or use your punk as collateral and receive LawUSD, the decentralized stablecoin, in exchange for lending your punk out. So over here it says that if I stake 36 law, I will receive $185, which is 1/7 of the power of this punk. So this punk in particular is worth a few $1,000s, but you could loan it out and you can receive $185. You could borrow that amount, and the amount of time that you're able to borrow for depends on how much LATP you burn, and you can receive this amount of time in protection. You can receive 1 day for 0.031 LATP. You can do 30 days for 0.823, 90 days for 2 LATP. You can burn 4 LATP for 180 days, and you can burn 8.9 LATP for 365 days. And this is all dependent on your punk. So I think every punk is different. So if I was to phantomize my punk, at this point, it would no longer be mine per se until I paid back the LawUSD. So in order to get back my punk, I would have to burn $185, 185 LawUSD, and I would also receive back the 36.027 law that I had staked. And if I do not pay back my punk within the allotted time frame that I chose, anyone in the BlockNG ecosystem will be allowed to burn 185 LawUSD and 0.01 BCH to grab this law punk. They will also receive 15% of the law staked. The original owner will receive a ghost law punk and 70% of the law staked. What is a ghost law punk? Well, you can click on the ghost button and that will be what your ghost law punk looks like. What can your ghost law punk do? Absolutely nothing. It is a token to basically remind you forever that you messed up and just lost your punk. So do not forget to pay back your debts In the future, there might be more use cases for the Ghost lawpunk. It might actually be integrated into the BlockNG ecosystem according to the team of BlockNG. But as of right now, it does nothing. It is a token of just to remind you how badly you screwed up. Finally, down here, you can list your lawpunk. You could just enter a number and you can click how much to sell your lawpunk for. You can, if you do end up selling your lawpunk, it will be shown on the BlockNG market board, which I'll show you in a second in the Souk tab. Down here, you can put down your punk manifesto. So my punk manifesto is just my Telegram username, so people can message me about any sales I have or any NFTs that I have that they're interested in. And you can change your punk manifesto by paying 10 law. So anytime someone clicks on your punk, they will see your punk manifesto. And there is a rallying cry button. So this robot says, I am a sophisticated robot, other robots serve me. And so you can also change your rallying cry, which other users can read, for 10 law. The rallying cry is also shown under the cry tab. And you can see everybody's rallying cries and see what their punks are saying. And this costs you 10 law. You can click on any of these things and see what people are saying. So that is just one aspect of the Popuk tab. So that was just the my token. Finally, we can go to my proof, which is the staking feature on BlockNG. So to stake your punks, you would simply click on all of your punks, and you would hit on the join tab, and this allows you to earn passive income on your punks. And the amount of passive income you receive does change, and it's usually a good amount of law that you receive per day. Right now the block reward is a little low. That can change at any moment based on how people vote in the governance section of BlockNG. So as you see here, I just joined. My punks are now staking. It now tells me that my hash rate is 133 and that my rewards are currently 0. I just started staking, but they will go up momentarily. And something that you will see here is that there are no items being used. And as I showed you earlier, those pills are the items that you're able to place onto here. So let's go to a wallet of mine that does currently have items being used, which is, let's go to the Ledger wallet. And so right here we will see an example of the items actually being used. So right here I have 5 cycle pills being used on these punks, and they add extra hash rate to each one of these punks, and they bring the hash rate up to 1,129, which is an insane hash rate. And it ended up allowing me to earn rewards of 3,513 law, which is a very good amount of law. Let's just calculate how much that is in terms of BCH. That would be 10.5 BCH, which is I think it's more than this. So it's you can do the math. Yeah, it's roughly, maybe $1,500 or something. And you would just earn that passively by putting cycle pills or any type of pills on your punks and increasing the hash rate, and you will just earn passive income over time based on what your hash rate is. All right, excellent. So let's just go back to the initial wallets, and finally we can go over to the Souk page, which is the marketplace. It's just a fancy word for marketplace. And over here you can filter through all the different things BlockNG, all the different tabs that are over here. You can filter through all of these. You can put currency BCH, right? And you can look at, you can sort through low to high, and you can look at all the cheapest punks that are on the market right now. The floor price is 2.25 BCH for the absolute cheapest punk on the market. And you can filter through power. Power is how much strength each punk has, and it affects your staking power. There are levels, of course. You can filter through levels. Increasing your levels allows you to buy abilities for your punk, such as creating pills. It also increases the amount of staking power that your punk produces. And then there's gender. You can sort through the types of law punks. There are aliens, there are apes, there are demons, there are mummies, orcs, and all of these have a ranking, vampires being the rarest. And there are 4 specials. These would be the 4 specials over here, which are not listed, such as these would be some of the specials that are taken after some popular names in the crypto space. So here are just some examples. And yeah, so these are all the NFTs that you can check out for yourself by just going to the marketplace, and you can sort by accessories, smoke, by ears, by eyes, hair, neck, lips, all these cool things, and buy what you end up liking, buy what you feel would be the most profitable for you in terms of staking power, and buy what you think looks the coolest and will have retained the greatest value in the future. Or just collects the types that you like. For me, I always loved vampires. I loved the way they looked, and they are the rarest type, and so I do always love collecting them. I also love collecting robots. I love collecting mummies, some of the rarest ones, and I do like collecting orcs. I think they look cool, and it's really just preference about what you like. So let's keep moving forward. We've already seen what the cry page is. It's just this tab. You can go to the docs page, and it'll bring up a whole bunch of interesting information about BlockNG. You'll see, you can learn a lot more through reading the docs, and I'll let you guys do that because there's a lot to go through here. This video is already 27 minutes long, and I haven't gotten through everything. Then there is the swap page. Swap is the DEX of BlockNG. You can exchange multiple different coins. So you can scroll down. These are all the coins that BlockNG has to offer, and you can swap them. And the liquidity for this can be added on the liquidity page. You just go to your liquidity, you press the add liquidity button, and you can add liquidity for any 2 tokens that you want. So law, you can pair it with BCH, and then you can take this liquidity and you can farm it on the Rebase tab, or you can farm it on the Beam tab. Anywhere you want to farm, you can farm your liquidity. Another place where you can farm your liquidity is on the Kudos tab. Kudos is the governance tab on BlockNG. This governance section is a whole other tab that's very intuitive. It's a lot to take in. So pay attention. To create an NFT on the governance tab, this is called a law rights NFT. So right here, you would click on a law right that you own, and it will tell you how much is in this NFT. So for instance, I have law rights number 46, and this is the stats of that law right. All it has in it is 132 law. It gives me a vote power of 119. To create a law right NFT, you would have to lock a lawpunk. My lawpunks are in the staking tab because we put them in there. So I don't have a lawpunk, but if you have a lawpunk, it will show up down here, and you will click on it, and you can add it to your law right NFT. Another thing you can do is lock law in itself. You can take law that you have, so you could put max 9 law, and it'll show you what the NFT looks like. So it's down here, it says, look, law amount 9. So if I was to lock this amount of law, I would get a vote power of 2.3 if I lock it for 1 year. If I lock it for 1 month, I'll only get a vote power of 0.19, 6 months 1.16, 4 years I'll get a 1-to-1 ratio and get a vote power of 9.22. Many people have been locking their law for 4 years without hesitation and earning a ton of vote power in the governance section of BlockNG. What can you do with your governance power now? And also to create your law right NFT, you can just click on the Create Persona tab after you've adjusted all your whatever you're locking in there. What can you do with your vote power? Well, down here you see the Civil Beam pools. So you can vote on whatever pool you want to allocate the most amount of law to. The Civil Beam pools do earn a large amount of law. Over 7,000 law is allocated to the Civil Beam pools. And you can choose where the law goes to. So for instance, if you want to increase the staking on your lawpunks, right, you would vote for this pool, which only receives 3.96% of the votes currently. So if you wanted to increase your staking power in your punks, you would just vote on this pool and you will earn more passive income. If you wanted to increase the pool for law BCBNB, which is just law BNB, you would allocate your votes here. And how do you do that? You would click on this tab, you would click select your persona. Oh no, you would go up here and you would click on your persona and you would allocate your votes to this pool right here by clicking the max button and up voting. You can also down vote to decrease the Velaw that this pool gets. So there is a down vote button as well. And BlockNG is going to be working on a pool that allows your downvotes to earn a share of whatever you downvote. So that's another feature coming to BlockNG shortly, most likely. That is what they stated. So when you actually click on the pool, right, you can take a persona that you have, which is a law right NFT that you created, and this will give you a boost on whatever liquidity you add to a pool. So you would go to the Liquidity tab, you would add liquidity for any 2 tokens that are in the Kudos section, like law BNB, and you would add liquidity. You would deposit your liquidity over here by clicking the max button and then deposit, and it would start showing you how much law you're earning. Over here in the section, you could claim it or withdraw your entire liquidity, and the APRs here are tremendously high as well. 110% APR to 274% if you boost with a law right NFT. And as you scroll down, you see all the APRs and all the total amount of Velaw, which is the governance power that you are attributing to these pools. So a lot to take in on BlockNG, a lot that BlockNG has to offer. And then there's 4 more tabs. The Scan tab allows you to type in a wallet address that you want to see their law rights. So you can click on mine, for instance, and then you would go here. You would just type that in, and and it will show you all the law rights that this person has, which this is my address. So it would show you your law rights, and we can maybe click on a different one of my addresses, such as this one down here, and it will show us when we click enter, right, all the law rights that this address has. So it'll see, okay, look, my other wallet address has this law right, and it has a couple of these other law rights. So it says that this law right has a punk locked into it. The punk power is 564. It has a total of 2,219 law locked into it for 4 years, because the unlock time is in 2026, March 26, 2026. And the total amount of vote power that this NFT, this law right NFT gives is 2,508, or 2,524 Velaw. Very interesting that those don't equal right now. And then you can go to the proposal tab as well, and you can use your law rights, your vote power, to vote on different proposals that are being listed over here. So you would click on one of these proposals. There's apparently a proposal to add safe app capabilities to BlockNG.money, and you can vote for, you can vote against it, you can vote to abstain, and you just click here and vote, and the results will show up over here. A lot of cool stuff to do on the governance tab. You can create a beam pool, a civil beam pool. Anyone is capable of creating a civil beam pool. How would you do this? You would type the LP address for the coins that you're trying to create a beam pool for. You would lock a punk. So right now I don't have a punk here, but if I did have a punk that wasn't staking, then it would show up down here. You would click on the punk, and it will decrease the fee to half. So the fee is currently 135 law BCH liquidity, which is about $2,000 fee. If I include a punk and I lock the punk forever, the fee will drop down to $1,000, and I can create a civil beam pool and start farming on the civil beam tab. Note that if you do create a civil beam pool, you still have to vote on it with Velaw, and you can bribe people to vote for your pool using the bribe feature. How do you create a bribe for these pools? Like, you look down, you can see that there are some bribes on the pools. How do you create a bribe? You go to the Create Bribe tab. You would click on the token that you want to create a bribe for. So let's say you want to create a bribe for, oh no, you would click on the token that you want to use as a bribe. So you can use any of these tokens as a bribe, and then you choose the pool that you want to bribe. So you can click on any pool that's listed and create a bribe for that pool, and then you choose the amount that you want to bribe. So let's say I put down I want to bribe with USDT. I would put down, $1,000 bribe, and I'd click the bribe tab, and it would create a bribe for this law BNB pool, and then the bribe would show up right here under the bribe tab. So that is the governance section of BlockNG. We are almost done, guys. It's a long video, a lot to cover on BlockNG, but now there is a bridge tab. The Bolivar bridge is the only bridge to go in and out of Smart BCH currently. How do you come into Smart BCH? You would go through the Binance Smart Chain. So through Binance Smart Chain, you can deposit a number of assets such as BNB, BCH from the Binance chain. BC stands for Binance Chain, USDT, BUSD. All these coins can be deposited straight to Smart BCH. When they're on Smart BCH, you can use one of the numerous DEXs on Smart BCH and convert to whatever coin you want. So here you would click on the assets that you want to deposit. Let's say 0.049 BNB is what you want to send to the Smart BCH network. You would click on the amount of BNB you want to send, and you would just bring it over. So I have to go to the BSC network first. This button would switch me over to the BSC network. I would send the BNB to Smart BCH. I would then swap over to Smart BCH chain. There would be a button here that says swap back to Smart BCH network. I would swap back to Smart BCH network, and then there would be a claim button here, and I would press the claim button to receive my BNB on the Smart BCH chain. And it's very simple to use, guys. Feel free to move back and forth between Smart BCH and Binance Smart Chain. Move whatever assets you want. It's very easy. I recommend you try it if you haven't. It's a great bridge. Finally, the Pawn tab is the last tab here. So on the Pawn tab, it is a lending protocol. So currently this right here is not in service. They will bring it back in service later, but it is a way to arbitrage the decentralized stablecoin of BlockNG, which is LawUSD. So LawUSD is a decentralized stablecoin, and whenever you see that the price of LawUSD is not quite at $1, maybe it's less, maybe it's more, you can use this feature to arbitrage the price and receive the difference. Over here, you can choose to deposit collateral. So you can choose to deposit law, and it will add the collateral. So I guess we can try it right now. You would deposit this collateral, and this MetaMask notification will pop up any day now, and you would confirm. It's going to approve the transaction, and as soon as I deposit this lot, it'll show up over here in this collateral deposited section, and it'll tell you the collateral value in dollars, and then you are able to borrow 75% of the collateral ratio in LawUSD. And you can take this LawUSD and use it to buy any token that you want. You can use it to buy more Law. You can use it to buy BCH. You can use it to buy any token on the smart BCH ecosystem through one of the numerous DEXs. And down here, it will tell you how much you have to repay to get back your initial collateral. So as you can see here, I now deposit the collateral. It says I have a collateral value of about $3.17. LawUSD left to borrow. I can borrow like $2.74 right? 2.74 LawUSD, 2.8 now because the price of Law just went up a little bit. And I can withdraw the collateral right here using the remove collateral button. And if I want to borrow the LawUSD, I would press the borrow button, and then I would repay the LawUSD through the repay button. So if I did borrow the $2.23 by pressing the borrow button, I would then have to repay it so that I can withdraw my collateral. And the collateral that you put down, anytime you borrow LawUSD, there is a fee of 0.5%, very tiny fee. And there is a yearly interest of 3% that you're paying on your loan. So if you borrow $100 at the end of the year, you will pay $3 if you haven't paid back the entire loan. Right? It takes a year for this 3% interest to. In 1 year, you will have to have paid $3. If you only loan for half a year, you pay $1.50. And there is a liquidation fee of 12.5%, which simply means that if your collateral starts getting dangerously low, there will be a liquidation price. So right now it says the liquidation price is 0, but that shouldn't be necessarily true. It should tell you what your liquidation price is. And the liquidation price is the price at which you will get liquidated at. So if you start getting close to your liquidation price, make sure you add more collateral. And I think I'll show you a better example. So I have a pawn position on one of my other accounts. So if you go to this tab, so right here you can see how much you have lended in Law, but you can also choose to deposit Bitcoin Cash as collateral. So on my other wallet, let's say I have 500 BCH as collateral deposited, right? And the collateral is equal to $66,581. And the amount borrowed is 46,000 LawUSD. So here it tells me that the liquidation price is $123. And the amount of LawUSD I have left to borrow is roughly just like $3,696. So over here, basically, if you look at the math here, the 500 BCH collateral is worth $66,000. There's a difference here of $20,000 between the LawUSD borrowed and the collateral value, but because the liquidation fee is 12.5%, as soon as my liquidation, as soon as the price of BCH falls below $123, I will get liquidated, and they will take the liquidation fee and use it to pay back my loan. So make sure you are constantly watching the liquidation price. Make sure you don't get liquidated. Okay, and that is the Pawn tab. and that is the final tab that we have to look at. The Pawn tab is extremely useful. Anytime you see that the price of Law USD is above $1, you are in a good position to borrow Law USD and sell it for any currency that you want, because remember, Law USD is always supposed to be at $1. It is a stable coin, decentralized stable coin. If you see the price of Law USD at $1.20, for instance, it is a good time to get Law USD and use it to buy Bitcoin Cash or some other asset that you want. All right, so phenomenal. And I don't think I clicked on the white paper tab, but the white paper, you can go here and read the BlockNG's white paper, and you can do that at any point. Okay, so I hope you guys ended up getting some information from this video. It's been a long video, 45 minutes. And I knew it was going to be this long because BlockNG has just so many things on it that so many things to learn on this protocol. I really hope I didn't miss anything. I feel like there was a lot to cover, and I will see you guys all in the very next video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give me a like if you found this video helpful. Make sure to leave a comment down in the YouTube page, and once again, if you would like, make sure to use my invitation code and start using BlockNG yourselves. And thank you very much for watching the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Later.